So made in the USA, Amazon FBA products are going to blow up in 2025. That's my honest prediction. I was a little bit ahead of the game. I started in 2023. See, we've done 8K in the last 7 days with this made in the USA brand. It is going to be a no-brainer for any seller who wants to get started in 2025 to start by looking for products. It's like kind of like a Gordon Ramsay move here with the hands that are sourced in the United States. Okay, Trump's tariffs have completely made it unstable, to say the least, to be thinking about starting a brand that's sourcing from China. There's a very few cases where that might not be the case. You know, some things are going to get hurt worse than others. But I think if you're a new seller thinking about starting to sell on Amazon right now, create your own brand, don't get scared off. In these times where things are super turbulent like this and the masses are kind of scared, there can be massive entrepreneurial opportunity. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to find a product that you can source in the USA by thinking like a made in the USA seller from day one. One of the biggest advantages of sourcing from the United States is that you are going to be able to order inventory at a rate most Chinese sellers would find unbelievable. Okay, a good example of this is I'm ordering inventory pretty much every 45 days because I have a 10-day lead time. 10 days, not 100 days, not 60, 70 days. No, 2 of these. 10-day lead time, which allows me to buy less inventory, which frees up a lot of my cash flow, which helps me to put more money in the bank, which helps me to fund more operations, fund more projects. So I'm not trapped into buying 6 months of inventory at a time because my lead time, my shipping time from China is astronomical. Now, when you slap the tariffs that are currently being applied to Chinese sellers on top of that, it makes it a absolute no-brainer to source from the United States. Not to mention that if you're a made in the USA brand, you get the benefit of adding made in the USA to your brand story. Get roped in with all those cheap products on Amazon right away when you do the, I thought they had it on this. When you do a good job of putting, I have it on my listing, made in the USA on your listing and you have a really good brand with really good creative elements, that adds to the perceived value of your product. So automatically, you're not even considered to be one of those cheap sellers. You're just in a class of your own. And so you get to separate yourself from a lot of that less than premium options out there. So between the speed, the lead time, the working with a manufacturer that's native language is English in your own time zone that you can call, that you can text, that you can build a good relationship with to create a truly high quality product, when combined with the fact that there's no tariffs, there is 3 to 5 day shipping time, incredibly good service, and a unshakable nature to your business now that is going to be built here, not somewhere overseas. No, for the future of this brand, you will be selling right here. Now, in this part of the video, I want to take a second to show you the types of products that I think you're going to have the easiest time sourcing in the US so you don't waste your time. Here's an example of one that is going to be easily sourced here locally. It is a pet balm. So it has an enthusiast customer. It has relatively low prices here in this market, but you might find that enthusiast customers are sometimes willing to pay more. Like this one is at $26 when none of them are, and they have good proof of concept and a lot of sales. And then the nature of the product, blends, balms, solves, liquids, mixes, things that you can put into bags and change ingredients on. And those are really low hanging fruit for sourcing on a website like Thomasnet because you can change it without having to deal with molding, without having to deal with changing a production line or changing, some blueprint or just change the ingredients of a blend, a balm, a solve, a liquid, a mix, and you'll easily be able to source it in the US most of the time. Basically makes it so that assembly is as simple as taking what they already do, changing it to have some cool, super secret, awesome ingredient or something of that nature that you found elsewhere, and incorporate that into what's working, and then use brand story to drive that product to be successful. Now, before we get into the product research section of this video, I wanted to take a second to teach you how to think like a made in the USA seller, think like a supplier. And so when you do find products and you head over to a website like Thomasnet, the key is that you are going to be looking by utilization by category, not by individual product type. There's also some like big no-nos, like tech is not going to be an easy thing to source here. They don't do tech. They do simple, easy, repeatable products. So now I'm going to be taking you into Black Box by Helium 10, which is my personal favorite Amazon FBA software. I do have a link in the description to this software if you want to follow along with this video and many of my other ones. It is an affiliate link. I do appreciate when you buy it through my link. You get a discount as well. So win-win, thanks. This is Black Box. I'm going to give you straight up what I would do. I would come in here, I would do a category like maybe arts, crafts, and sewing, or patio, lawn, and garden, or tools and home improvement. Those tend to have a lot of those products that I'm talking about, or pet supplies, and choose one of them. Typically, I'll do one, right? Do one of those categories, and then you can use the other ones. I want an established listing that has more than 100 reviews, less than 10,000 reviews. I want that listing to be priced above $30, maybe less than $100. I want that listing to do more than $25,000 per month in revenue. Actually change that into ASIN revenue, not parent level. That's for variation listings. And let's just go ahead and change this to, oh yeah, they do it by US. We'll change the exact seller country/region to US sellers. And then we're gonna go ahead and hit search. Now, basically all I'm trying to do when I come in here is I'm going to speed my way into, I already know these sell well. I really don't have to do that much diligence and research on the market. If I see that there is a listing in Helium 10, this will be included when you get Helium 10. This will be included in your account, okay? So all you have to do is turn on their Chrome extension, and then you can use this tool X-Ray to look at how well this product is performing. It's gonna load automatically. Yeah, here, I don't even have to click anything. This will come up on your detail page. That 30-day revenue, if it's doing $45,000 per month, and there's a top keyword right here that's a short 2-word phrase that's associated, 3-word phrase associated with this listing, I know you're going to be able to sell this product, okay? As long as there's, yeah, $48,000, and then the top keywords, as long as there's one with a couple thousand searches, I know I can sell. You see here, pollen patty for honeybees, 1,600 search volume, bee food, 1,300. Patties, that's a little bit short. I bet you have some random stuff showing up in there. So maybe not specifically that one. What I'm going to do from here, and what I'd recommend you do, I try and push people as quickly as possible into the thing that's going to be their roadblock or their bottleneck so they can find out early and waste less time. I'm going to put a term like bee, okay, it's pollen patties, so bee pollen, into ThomasNet. Now, I want you to note down how I started my search. I did not put bee pollen patties. I didn't come to this listing and copy what the name of the product is and try and find that on ThomasNet. You cannot treat ThomasNet like Alibaba. You have to think of it in terms of what is the smallest amount of words I can put into this bar to get to the general category in which I am going to be trying to source from. I then get 28 suppliers that do things relating to bee pollen. And again, they're going to be relatively general. So I might have to click in a little bit and see, visit website, see what this business is all about. I'm probably not going to hit it perfectly on the head the first time. I'm going to have to do a little bit of due diligence here. So I'm going to look through some of these websites and see what kind of bee products they have. Bee pollen. Let's go to view all on their types of products that they have for sale. Looks like they actually would be able to support an entire brand here. This is a manufacturer. Like if you're a beekeeping brand, they have everything you could think about selling. So I go to bee pollen. Let's see. They have a general bee pollen, and this is actually their, looks like a retail front end site, so that's not like manufacturer's pricing, but look at this, custom blending and application support. You can get a quote from them for something. You could reach out to them with this page and ask if they could do the thing you're trying to do. Made in the USA, disclaimer right up front, you have to be a little bit more willing to put in the work, diligent, looking around, actually utilizing your mind a little bit. It's much so less mindless. You don't just go to Alibaba and find the product and the quote right away and come back and see if it's profitable. But what I would say, where we started with this journey, is as I'm getting product ideas that I see are selling well, that are simple like this, what I liked about this, why I clicked on it, is it's like a couple ingredients, right? And so I could easily change those ingredients and get to the place where that's going to work for me. Immediately, as quickly as possible, try and get to the point where you're getting a quote or getting some napkin math for that. So I can come back here and I can go into profitability calculator, also in Helium 10. Bear with me. My computer is a little bit slow, but you know, scratch that. I don't even have to show you. All you have to do, yeah, there you go. Profitability calculator. You enter, if you got a napkin math quote from one of those suppliers, you enter the amount instead of what's auto-populated right here. Get rid of that 400. Instead of the 9, say it's going to be, oh, it's $6 a unit or something. And then this number is what we're doing. It's probably not that. That looks really high. Maybe that's more realistic. Okay, so if you see numbers like that, above 100% ROI, ideally above 150%, closer to 200%, margins above 35%, looking good. Okay, and so like if it generally checks out, now I can spend the time to go do the research on how to potentially change that product. Who is the customer? How would I change what it looks like to make this more appealing for them so that they likely buy it from me? So it's at this time that I would want to start validating the market, right? I know that there are high selling products sell at a price above $30 that I could theoretically compete with if I got a quote from a supplier, napkin math quote for how much is it generally going to cost. I know I can compete at that price range. Now, this is kind of mixed in with reaching out to suppliers, arguably even do this first, but see, can I compete in this market? You know what I mean? Like, can I win with a better brand story here? Is it a boring market? This is a very boring market with no brands that look like what I want to order from. Okay, that's a really good sign. The test is like if you were to walk down the back end of a department store like Lowe's, and what would those products look like? If they look like that, you can compete with them pretty easily. And so where typically getting an Alibaba product up and running might take you 6 to 9 months or something like that, dealing with all of the tariffs and the sourcing lead times and the sampling time, shipping back and forth, and the opposite end of the world time zone. The cool thing about sourcing in the US, you can get it up and running relatively quickly. You get your package design, you do your research, you get your quotes from your manufacturer, and you might have a business that's up and running that you didn't even know about 90 days, 120 days out from today, with these low lead times, with these really quick and easy businesses to do business with. A lot of the time they're waiting on you, you're not waiting on them, which is quite the opposite from China. So though this was just a quick tutorial here, it was one that I brought up a few points that I've been thinking about today and wanted to share with you. So let me know down in the comments down below if this was helpful for you. Be sure to subscribe if you need more information like this. And you can also find me on Patreon if you're looking for a little bit more of a hands-on help for you in your Amazon FBA business and trying to navigate the Made in the USA world. But other than that, thanks so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Later.